The French Revolution was a period of political and social upheaval that occurred in France between 1789 and 1799. It was a time of great change and transformation, marked by the overthrow of the French monarchy, the establishment of a republic, and the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. The revolution was fueled by a number of factors, including economic and financial crises, widespread poverty and hunger, and growing dissatisfaction with the privileges and power of the aristocracy and clergy. The French people, particularly the middle class and the poor, were frustrated with the monarchy's inability to address these issues and sought to create a more democratic and egalitarian society. The revolution began in 1789 with the convening of the Estates General, a body made up of representatives from the three estates of French society: the clergy, the nobility, and the common people. The third estate, representing the common people, demanded greater political representation and the establishment of a national assembly. When the king refused to grant their demands, the people of Paris stormed the Bastille, a symbol of royal tyranny, and the revolution began in earnest. Over the course of the next decade, the revolution underwent several phases, each marked by its own set of political and social changes. The National Assembly, created in 1789, abolished feudalism and established a constitutional monarchy. The Jacobin government, which emerged during the radical phase of the revolution, sought to create a more democratic society, but ultimately descended into violence and terror, culminating in the execution of thousands of people during the Reign of Terror. The Reign of Terror was a period of violence that occurred during the French Revolution from 1793 to 1794. It was marked by mass executions of perceived enemies of the revolution, including nobles, clergy, and ordinary citizens. The Reign of Terror was led by the Committee of Public Safety, a group of radical revolutionaries who sought to protect the revolution from both internal and external enemies. During the Reign of Terror, thousands of people were executed by the guillotine, including King Louis XVI and his wife Marie Antoinette. The period was characterized by fear, suspicion, and paranoia, with anyone suspected of being an enemy of the revolution subject to arrest and execution. The Reign of Terror eventually came to an end in July 1794 with the fall of the Committee of Public Safety and the execution of its leader, Maximilien Robespierre. The period remains one of the darkest and most violent in French history. The revolution also brought about significant cultural and social changes. The metric system was introduced, new schools and universities were established, and the French language was reformed. The revolution's ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity continue to resonate today and have influenced subsequent movements for democracy and social justice around the world. Napoleon Bonaparte was a military and political leader who rose to prominence during the French Revolution in the late 18th century. Born on the island of Corsica in 1769, he received a military education in France and quickly rose through the ranks of the French army, eventually becoming a general at the age of 26. In 1799, Napoleon led a coup that overthrew the existing government and established him as first consul of France. He consolidated his power over the following years, eventually declaring himself Emperor of the French in 1804. As emperor, Napoleon expanded the French Empire through a series of military campaigns that took him to Egypt, Italy, and Russia. Napoleon's reign saw significant reforms in law, education, and the economy, including the establishment of the Napoleonic Code, which served as a model for legal systems around the world. However, his ambitions ultimately led to his downfall. Following a disastrous invasion of Russia in 1812, a coalition of European powers defeated Napoleon and exiled him to the island of Elba. He briefly returned to power in 1815, but was defeated again at the Battle of Waterloo and exiled to the remote island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Napoleon's legacy is complex and controversial, with some seeing him as a military genius and a champion of the people, while others view him as a power-hungry tyrant. Nevertheless, he remains one of the most important figures in modern European history, and his impact on the political, military, and cultural landscape of Europe continues to be felt to this day. The French Revolution was a complex and multifaceted event, marked by both progress and tragedy. Its legacy continues to be debated and discussed to this day, but its impact on French and European history is undeniable.